Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. It has been a very hectic week for all of us and we've been preparing for our mid-year performance review lately. So I really have a hard time to insert my vlog recordings and not to mention all of my pending videos na kailangan ko pang i-edit. But so much for that, I am very happy na meron akong binabalikan dito sa channel na to. Not only to teach students but also to share my experiences as a teacher. And speaking of experiences, I have been contemplating on my online teaching experiences lately because I was planning to pursue something this year as part of my professional growth. And as I look back, I realized there were actually a lot of challenges I encountered in online teaching in the past 2 years, which I want to share to all of you, and of course, how I managed to rise above those challenges. We cannot deny the fact that it has been a challenging period of time for all of us teachers around the world, and all of a sudden, and because of something that is totally out of our control, students are forced to have distance learning, and up to this day, we are in the permanent search for new tools to face challenges we haven't really faced before, such as this pandemic. I actually listed down 5 main challenges that most teachers are experiencing with online teaching, and in this opportunity I'd like to give my co-teachers a solution somehow to these new challenges and also a unique opportunity to look at things from a brighter perspective. So here are 5 main challenges teachers face when teaching online. Here we go. Number 1, lack of motivation in online learners. Let's admit it, keeping our students engaged and motivated is not an easy task. Kung mahirap para sa atin mga teachers ang distance learning, it's likely even harder for our students kasi nasanay sila na nasa school sila to learn and to study, and then suddenly they are forced to stay at home for distance learning kung saan ang daming distractions and expert support isn't always on hand. So it's no surprise that more than a few of them will be tempted to opt out. So how can we keep our students happy, engaged, and motivated during a pandemic that clearly affects their mood of learning? Well, setting clear, measurable goals are the best source of motivation. Set them regularly so that students have something to focus on. Instead na magbigay ka ng open-ended task and hayaan mo silang gawin ito asynchronously, you have to clearly specify, una, the time students should spend on the task. Pangalawa, a measurable or quantifiable outcome of the task. Yung tinatawag natin na SMART, or specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time-bound. And lastly, a due date. Kailangan ito because it gives the students a sense of accountability where they will be more responsible to do the task kasi may sinusunod sila na time frame. You might also consider gamified apps and programs such as Kahoot, GameKit, quizzes, and marami pang iba as another way to increase motivation kasi these tools allow students to have 100% engagement. Also, do not forget that parents can be our biggest asset when it comes to maintaining student motivation at home. So, kailangan i-involve natin yung parents sa pag-aaral ng mga anak nila. Kasi iba pa rin kapag may support from the parents, lalong-lalo na, we are not there physically for our students. Number 2, technical difficulties with online teaching tools. Malaking tulong para sa atin at sa lahat na mag-aaral ang pagkakaroon ng education technology over the past decade. However, there are still issues that we need to be aware of when it comes to the use of technology. So, before we even start teaching online, we have to assess first whether our students have reliable access to technology or not. Because not every home will always have a reliable internet connection or readily available device for students to use kahit pinili nila ang online learning modality. In my case, in the first day of class, I have this form which I made with Google Forms na pinapasagutan ko sa mga bata to assess what type of internet connection they have at home. Like, are they using DSL or a prepaid Wi-Fi or even just mobile data? And I also included what gadgets do they use aside sa mga important informations na hinihingi ko sa kanila. Then during the parent-teacher conference, I informed the parents about it, or if not, I message them or text them so that meron akong idea. And in that way, I can prepare how to accommodate such students ahead of time. It's also very important to remember na kahit sabihin nating digital natives ang ating mga students, many of them aren't that proficient enough when it comes to tackling unfamiliar software or using it in a responsible manner. So, an initial onboarding session for students is therefore a good idea. And we should also consider giving parents a brief orientation about it during our parent-teacher conference. I-explain natin sa kanila what software or websites or tools are we going to use sa online class sa mga bata and how it works para may idea rin yung mga parents. And whatever systems you have in place, just ensure that you are always accessible for your students anytime so that they can report technical issues and raise their concerns to you. I'm not saying you'll take on a full-time role in IT support. Of course, hindi natin kaya yon unless we are IT experts. But it will, at the very least, alert your students or alert you to the students who might need alternative arrangements. Number 3, keeping track of learners' progress. This is one very important task teachers should always remember. We should always keep track of the progress of our students. We are not talking about standardized tests or exams to evaluate where our students stand academically, but instead we refer to modern ways to see how they are doing and in which areas they could need improvement or a little help. But how do we do this while in confinement? So first of all, we need to create instances of open conversations with each one of our students. We have to talk to them about their feelings, their academic progress, and their goals once in a while. In other words, we need to build a positive relationship with our students and make them feel that they are valuable. Because in that way, pagkakatiwalaan nila tayo and mas comfortable silang makipag-communicate sa atin, especially with regards to their progress in the class. Based on my experience, I deeply believe that creating a genuine relationship with your students is the key to success in keeping track of their progress. We need to know who they are and what they are expecting from us and from our class. Number 4, preparation of resources takes time. Just when everybody thought na napakadali lang ng online teaching, wala kaming masyadong ginagawa, nasa bahay lang kami, nakaupo lang kami. Well, I am telling you right now, it's not. To be honest, hindi siya madali. Situations like this where you can no longer just stand in front of your class and teach, you have to rely on resources to do the job for you, and those take time to create. Even your verbal instructions will have to be translated into crystal clear written instructions that all students can access and understand. It's a bit like, halimbawa, you are planning to make your lessons and activities asynchronous kasi may iba ka pa aasikasuhin na paperworks. Taking into consideration all the time that goes into planning and preparing the instructions and study handouts that go with it, you end up thinking, ay wag na lang, imimit ko na lang yung mga estudyante ko online because it would require less effort to just take the class yourself. My tip is, recording your own instruction and posting it online is one way of avoiding the hassle. That works for me all the time. Kaya may mga video lessons ako sa YouTube channel ko. Although we have to be aware that the technical dimensions of this take time as well. Also, make use of readily accessible tools online such as Google Forms or Google Jamboards para mas makasave ka ng time and less hassle sa part mo. Number 5, isolation. One of the musts of every classroom is having your students interact with each other and work together. This is the only way in which teamwork ability will be developed and strengthened. Learning from home can be lonely for our students, and many of them find that they miss school a lot. They miss the company of their peers. So it's no surprise that some students can begin to feel a strong sense of isolation, sanhi ng pagkawala ng desire nila to learn. So isolation can also compromise many of the instructional strategies that we take for granted in our classrooms, like group works, class discussions, and collaborative activities. Thankfully, there are a few things we can do to address this problem and keep things engaging in a digital environment. Una, coordinate virtual group activities using chats or discussion boards such as Google Jamboards for collaboration. Pangalawa, show up to your students, as simple as that. Show your face and let students hear your voice every time they need you. Don't just communicate with them via text. Like I said, always show them that you are there for them all the time. Pangatlo, schedule regular meetings with your students via Zoom or Messenger if you have the capacity to do so. And always pay attention sa mga students who are at risk of disengagement in particular. There you have it, guys, the 5 main challenges of online teaching based on my experience. If there is any other challenge you are facing as a teacher when teaching online and even remotely, let us know in the comment section down below. And if this video has been meaningful to you, please share it to your friends and don't forget to subscribe. This has been Teacher Angelica, and I'll see you next time. God bless everyone.